Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And now we see them in today. We got a show for you guys here today that you definitely don't want to miss. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my name is Charles Tabansi. My handle is CTABANZ. If you want to follow Dreamers Pro, same name as the channel on Instagram. And if you want today's full show before it comes out, it's streaming for free on Apple Podcasts in the comment section below. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. This has been one of these kind of out of the blue topics, because it seems like there was a crack in the system, like something went wrong, something went awry. An error sign came on. What am I talking about? Usually, the way things work is whenever, LeBron is spoken about on ESPN, people usually say positive things about him. And whenever it comes to Shannon Sharpe, he is obviously a LeBron supporter. I don't think anyone capes harder for LeBron than Shannon Sharpe. Nick Wright is up there too, but I think it's those two gentlemen there. But Shannon is an avid LeBron James supporter. So when, they were asked to weigh in on whether or not they feel like LeBron would have had pretty much, a mirror career, or pretty much the same career had he not joined the Miami Heat. And when Shannon Sharpe pushed back vehemently on that notion on ESPN First Take, it seemed to send a shockwave through the system, where you had some LeBron supporters questioning whether or not he was a sincere supporter. You had people like Gilbert Arenas kind of like perturbed at the position that Shannon Sharpe took. And to me, and I think many people out there, a lot of people felt like Shannon was saying the obvious, but for whatever reason, he caused a lot of disagreement with between people. And then LeBron himself went out there and he put out a rebuttal on social media, essentially saying that he would have been the same player no matter what. And he said dominant from start to finish. A lot of us kind of cringed because we're like, when you're talking about dominance, what are you exactly referring to? So many people weighed in. We weighed in ourselves. And I think the person we were all waiting to kind of hear from, apart from Stephen A. Smith, was Shannon Sharpe himself, because he's the one that really stirred the pot. So this morning I woke up and I saw my Instagram. What do you call it? A snippet from Shannon Sharpe's club. No, not Club Shay Shay, from a Nightcap show with Chad Ochocinco and Chad Johnson. Anyway, so Shannon Sharpe was addressing that. So what happened? I tuned in to his main channel to look at the full segment. And he spoke on, they went back and forth on this for about a 25-minute block. It was a pretty long block. So, and Shannon spoke for long. So what we want to do is we want to play some of the reasons why Shannon Sharpe took that position on television. And then we're going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to what Shannon Sharpe had to say here.
I think the thing is, Ocho, I think what caught people so far off guard is that this is a totally different audience, ESPN, than when I was at Undisputed.
Right.
And if you watch me on Undisputed, you know that I've criticized some of the things LeBron has done, be it a play, some of the things that he's said. I think that people had this perception that all I do is cape for LeBron.
Right.
And that's not true. I don't believe any player, I don't believe any person is beyond reproach. I don't believe any player or any person is a beyond criticism.
Right.
Because you have, being who you are, criticism comes along with it.
Right.
If you don't want the criticism, you should not take the praise.
Yeah.
LeBron is great. He's still, in my estimation, the GOAT. But I believe it took that Miami stint to put him on the path. Now, going back to Cleveland, going to 4 more, winning an MVP, going to the Lakers, winning another finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been dominant. He's been great. So they made it seem like I say LeBron was a bum. Man, if he ain't go to and it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive, Ocho. Right. Miami benefited. LeBron benefited. A lot of times we just want to say, nah, you benefited. But I like to think in a relationship, no matter if it ended or not, we both got something out of it.
Right. I like that.
That's just me. Now, sometimes we're like, I ain't getting nothing out of that. I ain't getting nothing.
Right.
Okay. I took something. Maybe if it wasn't up but a damn good meal, I got something out of it.
Right.
But
that's a good one, man. That's a good one. But I'm telling you, I wholeheartedly believe he could have gone anywhere. He came to the Heat. What 2012?
2011. 2010 because they ended up losing. Because think about it, Ocho. Think about it now. For me, had he won 2011 against the Mavericks, I don't even think it's a debate. Right. I don't think it's a debate. A lot of people can't put LeBron in front of Jordan for the simple fact of 2011. They said I just can't do it because I saw guys that Jordan would have scored 60 on. They're not putting J.J. Barea on Michael Jordan. They're not putting Deshaun Stevenson on Michael Jordan. And so a lot of people can't get over that hurdle there.
Right.
But I believe it took all of that to get him to what we see now. The finished product that we see now happened because of 2011.
Yeah, but the finished product would have been the same regardless of where he was at because of who he is. Because of who he is, the finished product. You can't tell me, well, if he didn't come to the Miami Heat, the finished product of what we're witnessing now wouldn't be who he is. It was still
but you're saying individually. See, I'm not talking about individually.
And
yes, I still believe he
as well. I'm talking from a team aspect and having MVPs and championships if he went somewhere else.
But here's the thing.
Still done it.
But think about it, Ocho. He's averaged he averaged 30, 29 last year.
Right.
28, 29 last year, 30 the year before. They ain't win no titles.
I have a question. Question. This is something I don't have in front of me. He went to the Heat in 2011, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
I wish I had the rosters of the other teams to choose from that he could have gone to, and I guarantee you could put at least 5 or 6 other teams he could have gone to, and they would have been in the finals with an opportunity to win a championship. And he had an opportunity to get those MVP finals. I guarantee you. I don't have the information in front of me right now.
Off the top of my head, I think I can remember. I know Miami was one. He ended up going to Miami. I think the Knicks, but talking to Rich Paul, Knicks were never really in play. And I think Chicago.
Oh, yes. Yes. And I'm not sure the rosters, but yes.
Well, at the time you had D Rose, you had Joakim Noah, you had Taj Gibson. Yeah. Yeah. Because that year he won the MVP over LeBron.
Come on, man. So you mean to tell me
Jimmy Butler?
Oh, championship, MVP, and a ring with the Bulls that year. Yes. Come on, man.
But
there's no but about it. That's an MVP, championship. Trust me. And it's not even a hypothetical. I put my life savings on that. If it was to happen, I wish we could rewind time.
We can't though.
So you heard what Shannon Sharpe had to say. Here's my thoughts on what he had to say. First of all, I think Shannon explained his position rather clearly. I think he crystallized all of his ideas, and I find it difficult that someone could listen to what he had to say and then come to the conclusion that, excuse me, that they don't understand what he's saying. I find that to be very, very difficult because the information he gave was pretty rudimentary. What Shannon was saying, and this is the reason why I was surprised why some people felt like Molly Karam of ESPN was saying something innovative. She was trying to reiterate a point that everybody understood. The problem was, I noticed, was that she didn't like the answer that he gave. So she tried to say, well, maybe you don't understand what he's saying. When Shannon said clearly, no, I understand fully what he was saying. But she tried to rephrase it like, no, let me rephrase it for you because you clearly don't understand when he clearly did. I believe Shannon made his position 100% clear. He said, does he believe LeBron would be the same player in terms of stats? Yes. I think the majority of us agree upon this. He may arguably have even better stats if he was on worse teams, right? Usually good players can put up fantastic numbers on bad teams, usually. So I think all of us agree there. I think we also agree, or at least some of us agree, that he would have had a real shot to win the scoring title. I mean, the overall scoring title. I think that's also true as well. However, if he doesn't have that stint in Miami, a lot of us find it hard for him to win more than one, or, win more than 2 championships. I think the max anyone what sense would give him is 2. Because then we have to kind of scour through the landscape and ask the pertinent question, which was, okay, so if LeBron didn't go to Miami, where would he have gone to and won those championships that some of these people believe he would have been able to capture? In essence, 3 championships. And if he stayed in Cleveland, how exactly would he have been able to do this? Right? Where would he have gone? No one can really give a clear answer on this. Now, Gilbert Arenas tried where he said, well, he would have won the championships anyway, even if he had gone to New York. But the caveat in Gilbert Arenas' comments was he was going to go to New York and still form a super team. That was the big reveal. That, no, you don't understand. He was still going to go to New York and play with Carmelo and all of these guys. Well, if you're playing on a super team, obviously you're going to have a good shot at winning the championship. So that don't count. That don't count. That's the first part. The second part I think Shannon was trying to bring up was simply this. And it's something that some of LeBron supporters can't seem to grasp with, which is they believe that LeBron was an island. What do I mean by this? They mean that all of the excess he was able to extract throughout his career, he did it all on his own, that no one played a role. No one helped him get there. And they can't fathom the idea that LeBron, didn't got help along the way. And Shannon was like, that's bull crap. And by doing that, you are minimizing the impact Dwayne Wade had on him as a brother. Well, first of all, the fact that D Wade is now being cast to the side by some of these guys is pretty standard procedure, because D Wade is not meant to get any credit. Let me tell you the fundamental difference between LeBron here and, for example, a Jordan. Jordan, every opportunity he got, he praised Scottie Pippen and said he would have never won those championships without him. Every opportunity LeBron has gotten, he's always told us he can do it all on his own. That's the fundamental difference. That's the fundamental difference here. To me, listen, Shannon Sharpe gave a valid opinion. I don't see what's so confusing or confounding about what he had to say. I don't see why we wasted this much time on it. And to me, the guy had a position, and I think he should stand behind it 100%. I don't think he needs to be bullied off of his position and have people second guess him and, oh, Shannon, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I think that's a bunch of nonsense. I think, Shannon, you were 100% on the money. And at the end of it, Shannon Sharpe still believes LeBron is a GOAT after all of that. But for whatever reason, he committed the cardinal sin, which was, criticizing LeBron James on ESPN, which is something we're going to get to in a later show today. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Shannon Sharpe had to say? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.